So I congratulate all of you to putting your efforts to celebrate the 26th year and taking the Agastya spirit to all the students with whom we are working on. If you see, go back and see in 1999, we started our efforts in 2 states. Karnataka and UP here. Smaller activities, and today if you see we are there in 24 states, and you can also see Jammu Kashmir, Kerala, there we have done smaller interventions, and we are covering 323 districts out of 779, reaching 12,000 plus schools, and through Navam we are also covering another 29,000 plus schools, right? And in terms of programs, where we stand, the campus has 25 labs, mobile lab, lab and bike. Agastya and electronics is one program which we scaled in 24-25, and today we have 30 plus programs. Innovation Hub was another program which we pedaled and scaled, and today we have a good number of programs. Virtual school and VLearn, self-learning was another which we will talk later. Operation Vasanta was another program which we scaled from 300 to 500 plus. Innovation Phase, again we scaled from around 45 programs to 60 plus. So art and media also has scaled up. They are also doing quite a lot of programs in different geographies. So I'm sure many of you would have seen this slide which Sai sir used in all his workshops last summer, which sets the priorities for 24-25, which talked about experimentation, monitoring rigor, strengthening academics, scaling AVIS and ABP, impact in R&D. So we have done quite a significant improvement or progress in all these priorities which we set out for 24-25. So we'll see going forward how we fared. Again, a big round of applause for all of you and the people who are there out in the field for doing a great place to work for 24-25, and Kumarji for driving all that and also sharing the insights in a very detailed way to improve upon. So to stand out and be ahead of the curve, we have started India's first AI lab in Sikkim. I really appreciate the efforts of North 2 team for pulling this out in a very short time. This is the new initiative which we have started, and we are looking forward this year to scale this, and a couple of conversations have already started. And also, as Forum was another initiative which we were chalking the plan, and the 24-25 where we consciously went out and tested with more than 12 schools, 20 plus teachers, and engaged and tested all our created content and the approach. And now we are ready, set ready to take this out and scale for the coming year. So the insights and the feedbacks are very, very positive, and we will be looking out for the opportunity to scale this across various states this year. Also, if many of you look back, Digikshetra was the one program which we launched last March. We started with the one Digikshetra center last March, and today, as of today, the programs which have already confirmed, we stand at around close to 15 programs. So that's a big scale of one of the programs within a year. And the creative skilling is another new program which we launched in Karnataka, operating in 4 regions of Karnataka. And I really appreciate the entire Karnataka team for helping us in various ways to test this program. What we do in this program is we go to the different colleges, onboard the students and help them to be job readiness in terms of giving them creative skills by using Adobe tools, Adobe Firefly, Adobe Express, and all these tools. It's a 3 days workshop happens in the college, and out of that we level the students based on their participation in course assessments. So level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 and level 2 next phase go to the online engagement. They go through around 10 days of online engagement, and again out of that online engagement, we filter them around 300 students for 6 days residential boot camp. And this year we have done boot camp for close to 250 students and doing the college level workshop for 6,500 students, helping us to reach out to close to another 80 plus colleges this year. So that's a very significant remark. And this year we are scaling this program to another region. So that's a very, very positive sign of this initiative. And many of you are aware, and some of you have already received, we came up with a new papertronics kit, right? As a lot of the time we receive feedback from many of you saying that ActiveLearn is, yes, many of the students are doing very well, but if we also provide the materials, they'll be able to do even better. And we came up with this papertronics kit. Neha, Daya, Vignesh, and all these people have put in a lot of efforts. We finally could able to produce this product in January, and by end of March, we got the funding for 18,000 plus kits. That translates to close to 1 CR. And half of these kits are already being distributed to students. So also to extend the learning of the students beyond our classrooms, as we do 8 exposures, what is that we can structurally do to extend the learning? And DIY worksheets are the ones which we develop with the great support of academics team, Sony, Aarti, and others. So we have developed close to around 100 activities from 6th grade to 10th grade and translated them into multiple languages and distributed 4.5 lakh worksheets last year. And this year it will be close to around 8 to 9 lakh worksheets for all the profile school students. So I appreciate all the efforts of Catalyzer's academic team who have given their inputs in coming up with these worksheets. So another very interesting thing is, as you all know, we do a lot of teacher training programs, and this year 750 headmasters are being engaged in the campus, introducing them to Agastya's way of learning. A big thanks to campus team and teacher training team for engaging them. And this has given us a lot of new insights to how can we engage the headmasters or evolving is the Changemaker program. And one of the priorities which we set out was scaling of indirect initiatives. And if you see the Agastya volunteer program, we stand out at 14,000 plus volunteers this year compared to last year 6,000. That's a big jump, and I appreciate all the RBCs on the field team to really supporting this initiative and taking this. So Saizer always talks about we'll not be able to reach the students of India alone. We need to leverage. And these are some of the programs which we really give opportunity for us to leverage. And we have done a very good job on that. Similarly, the ABIS program, last year we were at around 900 active schools, and this year we are 4,000 plus active schools from 17 states. That's again a very big improvement, and I appreciate the efforts of all the RBCs who have put in a lot of efforts, traveling to all those schools, encouraging teachers, pursuing them to use the content. And also we have increased in the usage hours of the content this year. And back end, I really appreciate Kumarji's team for creating 100 plus modules for the virtual school. And we have received a very positive feedback from all the content. And similarly, ActiveLearn, yes, it is still gaining the momentum, and we have impacted close to 4.5 lakh students, and a couple of new versions which we are working on, and possibly by mid of this year, we'll be able to launch new versions of ActiveLearn and taking the self-learning approach forward. So, as I said, we have also done quite a significant job on innovation phase, adding a new donor to our Anveshna and Jigyasa program after COVID for the first time, and all the regional events and the national events is being supported. Also, 5 new Anveshna locations are being added this year, and many of them are in north regions where we didn't thought of Anveshna will go to those corners. So big efforts to allow for driving this entire initiative along with all the regional teams who have put in a lot of efforts. And in terms of students' registration for Anveshna and Jigyasa also shot up significantly, around 30% compared to earlier years. So that's a very, very good improvement in terms of innovation programs. And another new program which we did is AHA Collective, where more than 500 plus films, photographs and stories created by students are being showcased in Bangalore for 2 days and got a very, very good response. And it's not that just the student projects which we showcase, we also got a couple of professionals who coming out and showcasing their projects. So that was a very good new initiative. I really appreciate the media team, Subbu, Gayatri and all of them for pulling this through. And as you all know, daily assessment was a new thing which we launched this year. Hamsa Madam and team have really done a significant job. 70% of our programs are already following, and we have seen huge, significant 40% improvement over a pre-score. And if you see the whole number of sessions, what we did in Agastya last year, 24-25, 16% of the sessions we have done the daily assessment. And that's a very, very good, significant efforts. I would say a big round of applause for come on. And also, as Tyagu sir in the morning mentioned, they are driving the RCT efforts in Karnataka and Bodoland, and also a couple of research elements in collaboration with Professor Sri Hari and Professor Aditya. Those efforts are also going forward. So, see, another interesting thing which this year has happened is students participating in various competitions. And I remember in the last year we thought of putting Basanti in North region and experimenting this, how we can enable students to take part in various competitions. And today we stand out 13,000 plus students participating in various competitions and 600 plus awards. So there's a significant improvement than what we have done last year. Again, a long way to go. So also there's a good amount of efforts has gone in leveraging technology, where we migrated to D365, accounts team, supply chain team, and Shastri sir have done a very good job on incorporating this new technology. Asset management, all of you know, all of you have put in a lot of efforts. That has been another new efforts. Performance management system, this year we went online and from the physically what we used to do. So that's also been another new significant improvement. Continuously we are enhancing the Pramana portal for the better clarity to get good data sense and make the very data-centric based decisions. So that's also happening. AHA Connect was another platform which we developed, where we are showcasing the student projects from all the innovation programs, Innovation Expresses, and Jigyasa, Anveshna. It's a platform where students' projects are showcased. The idea is that other students come forward, see and learn from it, and also it acts as a depository for us. So that's another AHA Connect platform. We have close to around 400 plus projects already being showcased on this platform. Jareen has played a very important role, and appreciate his efforts on this. So strengthening academics was another important priority which we set out last year, and we could able to do a lot of testing in pedagogy, also created a new curriculum on healthcare, mathematics and climate. And as usual, the validation and reviewing of the regular content was going on. And also, they have expanded the subject matter experts pool, which really helped us in speeding up the content validation and content creation process. And they are putting in a lot of efforts on building a learning management system and also academic council for better governance and quality of the efforts. So a big round of applause for all the academic team. So richness of indirect was another priority which we set out. In terms of volunteer program, physical and online training with enhanced resource centers has boosted volunteers' efficiency by 15%. And similarly, in case of virtual schools, we were struggling where most of the teachers were not using the models or activities, and it was more of they were showcasing the videos or the content. But we said, what is that we can do to go out to children? And we started doing ABIS science fairs. And with that, we could able to cover 10% of students which we covered through ABIS program. And 62% of the projects which children showcase are inspired by the ABIS content which we have been showcased. A small effort on this is a big long jump we need to take in increasing the richness of indirect. And also there are effort is going on building an ActiveLearn web portal which will help us to track every book and also engage the students and teachers on the platform itself. So that also is on the process. So going forward, we talked a lot about government collaborations and see there's a significant efforts has been put in roping in Andhra Pradesh government campus, Suresh sir, Ramji sir, Mahavir sir, and all of them have met Nara Lokesh, Chandrababu Naidu, and there are a couple of proposals are being sent to them. So there's a significant improvement which we can see how we used to engage with the AP government earlier and this year. And similarly, Pushkar Singh Gami, CM of Uttarakhand, has launched a number of mobile labs in Uttarakhand. A big round of applause to campus team and the North team for their great efforts in driving these collaborations. Similarly, in Karnataka, government, as usual, is very supportive to all our initiatives. And as many of you know, iCode Labs was a new project which we came across. And that has been got announced in the Karnataka state budget in the last March, announcing 10 crores over 2 years, and we will be soon starting this project with the government approvals. So that's another big initiative which has happened in the state of Karnataka. And these are some of the new partners which we onboarded in 24-25. You can see the logos of these new partners. Data Patterns, Adani, Tata Electronics, Caterpillar, NetApp are the new donors who came on board. And going forward, if you see the 24-25 in terms of numbers, so we have impacted 6.2 million children versus Agastya's 2.4 plan of 3.8 million and last year's 5.2 million. A 1 million jump in our impact scale. Right? You can also see the self-learning has contributed 500,000, indirect has contributed close to 2 million, direct has contributed 0.8 million, and on the other side you can see the exposures. So there's a significant jump of 1 million this year compared to last year, and of course, the indirect has gone up compared to last year in a very significant scale, and going forward, as you all, many of you are aware, the Agastya 2.0 plan, so that will go up. So here we are, if you see the number of programs, number of igniters, in case of number of igniters, what we have done, where you see, of course you see these are the wrong numbers, but what we have done here is the igniters who have worked at least for 8 months and above, those igniters are only considered in this analysis, right? So if somebody has joined somewhere in December, is not highlighted in this number of igniters. So someone who is with us for more than 8 months and above are being considered here. And you can see the number of schools and also number of unique children. And unique children percentage against total, which kind of helps you to understand which region is contributing more number of unique children. So Gujarat is contributing around 11%, Tamil Nadu and SK1 are around 10% unique students they are contributing. And at the last column you can also see unique children per igniter. Tamil Nadu stands at around 1700 unique students per igniter. Similarly, 1299 Gujarat. Kupam is another 1400. On a lower side, if you see NK2 stands at 879 and MH1 at 829. So on an average, we are at 1184 unique children per igniter nationally.
The igniters numbers are wrong. It has included.
No, that's what I said. No, the igniters who were there for more than 8 months are only considered.
Usually, even our area leads enter. That's why it's showing 30.
Okay. Yeah, and going forward, if you see the number of sessions, average number of igniter working days per year, this is a significant thing which we should notice. If you take the example of Maharashtra 1 and Maharashtra 2, and see, Maharashtra 1 has got 135 working days. This is for 11 months, up to February. March has not been added to this, up to February. Whereas MH2 has got 118 working days. Right? Both are in the same state, but still there is a big difference in number of working days. Similarly, if you see the Karnataka at last, SK1, SK2, NK1 and NK2, NK2 has got 158 working days, whereas SK1 has got 141 days. So the same state, but still there is a lot of difference, right? And also you can see the average number of igniter working days per month, right? Per month, where we have considered here is actually 11 months, but 1 month you can take out, saying that that is a summer holiday. So for a 10 months average falls at around, for national average stands at 15 and NK2 stands with 17. Kupam in Tamil Nadu stands with 13 working days. Number of sessions you can also see, and also the per igniter per month number of sessions, that's kind of double the number of working days per month. Interestingly, the big push which we were saying, and even Sai sir also last year mentioned, and it was being put in everyone's goal shape, number of sessions per child, or we said that 8 exposures per child has to happen. And big round of applause to BTR team, they stand 96%. And another 2 regions stand above 80% is North 1 and North Karnataka 2. They stand above 8%. So nationally we stand at around 70% compared to last year's around 30%. So there is a significant improvement, but yet there is a large scope for us for the improvement.
But here you haven't shown the Kupam dash.
Yeah. Kupam and Tamil Nadu we have not showed because there is a challenge in capturing the repeat visits in case of Tamil Nadu and Kupam. Yeah. Okay, so if you see the number of exposures, you can see here classroom exposures and how the classroom exposures percentage against the total, right? So you can see APT, Gujarat, N1 are contributing around 10 and above % of classroom exposures, and other exposures are where other than classroom exposures we have done science fair or some community visits or any other exposures which comes to other exposures. There you can see how the value added by the regions to the total. So interestingly, if you see North 2, 10% in classroom contribution and 12% in other exposures. Similarly, AP2, 10% contribution in classroom and other exposure 15%. On the other side, if you see NK1 has contributed 9% in classroom exposures and 5% in other exposures. And similarly, N1 has contributed 12% in classroom exposures and 9% in other exposures. These are just the variations which you can see, and at the last you can also see the exposure per igniter per month. So Kuppam and again Tamil Nadu stands on the lower side, and SK2 and MK2 stands on a higher side. On an average, around 970 exposures per month per igniter. So, if you see the number of teachers whom we train, roughly around 3,000 plus teachers are trained at the campus through constructivism approach, Selva team and all that does, and the relearning happens on the ground through our field programs. And you can see there is a bucket, program school teachers and non-program school teachers and total teachers. Interestingly, SK1 and SK2 stands contributing 23% of teachers against the total. SK1 also at 23%, SK2 at 23%, whereas Kuppam, BTR, Tamil Nadu are on the lower side. This Kuppam leaving out constructivism teachers.
No, even other than constructivism, we have done teacher training programs.
Then you guys have not added the number to the Google sheet.
There in the portal.
There is a separate Google sheet which is being shared by Santosh. That is being considered. If you are not added there,
The normal portal itself, teacher training column is there. We have enrolled.
So, going forward, if you see the class observation and QA, totally number of class observations including QA, pre-QA and all that which SLOS has been filled stands at 3,666. You can see the region-wise numbers and also class observation per igniter. This again against the igniters who were about 8 months. So against that, if you draw the correlation, NK2 stands with 11 observations per igniter, whereas Kuppam N2 stands on the lower sides. And also, if you observe this number of classroom observations against the total number of classroom sessions at Agastya level, right? So 2% of the classes are being observed. Across Agastya, we have done quite a lot of number of sessions. If you take out the percentage of the sessions observed, 2% of the Agastya's total sessions are being observed through this approach. So that's a very good, significant number, I would say, in terms of taking our scale and the spread. So we also need to see how can we improve this going forward and the discussions. So average QA score, that's a very straightforward. You can see the scores. Kuppam and MH1 stands at 90 and above. And interestingly, all the regions are above 80. And national average comes at around 86. And last column, if you see the number of sessions observed by area leads, here we have taken only the first observations, not as a second observer. First observer, SLOS, which are filled by the area leads, are these numbers. And you can see yourself region-wise. NK2 stands with 163. Next is SK2 with 76. So these region area leads have, as a first observers, observed many sessions and filled the SLOS. So second observers, yes, there are many sessions that I have not added here. Right? So going back to impact assessment, as we launched daily assessment this year, and if you see the number of daily assessments per igniter, region-wise, right? Gujarat stands out very well. A big round of applause for them. 80 plus daily assessments done by per igniter. And on a lower side, Kuppam, Tamil Nadu, MH1 stands out. Overall, as I said, 16% of Agastya sessions are being captured through this daily assessment, and an improvement of 40%, 39% or 40% you can see. And also, most of you have submitted the case studies for the impact assessment team. And I have considered only here the number of writable case studies as on end of February, right? And you can see again N2, N1 stands out very strong with 150 plus, and NK2, NH1 on the lower side. So you can also see the percentage of writable case stories which you have submitted. So that gives you an understanding coming summer. You want to run a workshop for your igniters again on this, or you don't want to run, or what are the gaps, understand and then support them during the summer camps. So another significant, which I also highlighted in the earlier slide, participation in competitions, and North again stands out. North 1, North 2 BTR significantly contributing 70% to the total students who have participated. And in NK2 and even Kuppam also have done a fantastic job, where NK2 with 1,291, Kuppam 1,000 plus students participating in various competitions. Against the total number of unique children what we have in Agastya and what the students have participated, it's only less than 2%. So how do we take it to at least 2%, 10% and above? We need to discuss and take the suggestions from Sai sir and others and drive this forward. So ABP, AVIS, Ectilan, which we discussed, you can see the numbers region-wise, right? North 2 stands out very strong in Agastya volunteering program, and also MH1 and NK2. NK2 is 1051. You may be, how come it stands out? That person is shared between ABP and AVIS role, but he could able to do very good job. So hence the star mark has been put in and he has done a good job. Similarly, AVIS, AP Telangana stands out very strong. They could able to draw some very good strong collaborations with the government and could able to onboard many schools. So they stand out very strong, and ActiveLearn is spread across the regions. In terms of OV, how many number of active OV centers each region has, very strongly Kuppam stands out. You may be figuring out why that +7, +4, +6, +20 is being added. So those are the volunteers, our YL alumni or the guest teachers who are running the OV centers, taking the training and insights from Agastya, but we are not giving them honorarium. So they are sort of, you can say, the training and the materials only we are providing, but not the remunerations. So those are the, hence I have kept them separate, adding the plus. So Kuppam, North Karnataka to SK 1 have done a very good job on that. So in total, we stand out at around 516 OV centers, including these non-funded OV centers. So going forward, as you all know, attrition rate and great place to work score. Great place to work score, all of you are already aware, I have just brought it. So the idea was here to how do we capture the other aspects, not necessarily what we set out in terms of unique children and exposures. So the attrition rate, you can also see N1 and SK1 on the higher side, but very good thing is that nationally we stand at 7%. And great place to work also 84%, good improvement compared to the last year. So the agility was another thing which we thought of, let's try out how the responses come and put in. So what we have done is where we wanted to understand when any new initiative is being launched, say Asset Infinity or daily assessment. So any new initiative is being launched, so how the regional teams respond or adapt to the new changes or processes, how quickly they put in more resources, how quickly they come back and seek for the help, how quickly they change their plan if the things are not working. So understanding these parameters, we thought of getting the agility of different regions, and we have sent out this form to all the functional heads, chief experience officers and everyone. So based on their response, this is what, and the average we stand at around 6. So BTR was one, stands at 7 in terms of responding very well to new approaches and systems. Again, this is very crude, and looking forward, we would like to refine this and see how can we measure this as well. And experimentation, the straightforward, these are the numbers reported by the regions themselves. And Gujarat stands out with 20 experiments which they have highlighted. We have not evaluated the experiments, the quality of it and all that. It's just they have reported. And there are numbers. We thought it will take a little more time to evaluate and then see which one to scale and which is we can take off for the coming year. So this is just straightforward, the numbers provided by the regional teams. And collaboration was another thing which we sent out the Google form to all of you, all the regional experience leaders, chief experience officers and everyone, saying that how you're collaborating with your other regions, how you are helping the other regions if they are seeking for help, how you are providing your resource to other regions, how you are actually collaborating with the functional teams, vice versa as well. So that was the survey form which we have sent out, and all of you, thanks for responding. And broadly, we stand at 5 as at a national level. And again, this is also an area of refinement, and we need to, as this year being the networking and collaboration. So we'll see how can we refine this and capture the efforts towards the collaboration. And then at the last, social media, many of the regions have their own social media pages. And a couple of regions have together, say MH1 and MH2, they run the same page. Similarly, Karnataka run same page, right? And how many followers they have, and also how many posts they have done in the last year. So this is also sort of an external communication which really happens in a closed group. Many of the groups are not even public, but you can add the groups and kindly put on and off. You can send them the information. But one insight is, I think we need to do a lot many posts, at least I would say 2 to 3 posts every month. If many regions, then they need to think on they should go for 5 or 6 posts every month, so that you are engaging those close followers on what you're doing, and that really helps. Right? So that's all from my side, and thank you so much for all your commitment efforts. And we have done a good job, significant efforts